Hello, 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 hello. So it's been a busy day at work. I've had a busy day at work, and right now I'm just relaxing. Let me face it because it's the light source my window. It's here, and okay. So I think I'm good. So let me quickly drop a video, and I'll be talking about my acne struggle. This is an unplanned video, and we're just going to communicate really. So maybe I should wash my face before starting this video so that you guys will know why I feel the need, because now it will be like, where's the acne in your face? Where's the acne in your face? Trust me, there are swellings under my skin, in here. I have some pains in my ear, swollen ear, and all of that because of acne. And I've had a struggle going on for about 20 years. Tell me, how old are you now? Yes, I think I could definitely say about 20 years. And it's one thing for you to have problem with yourself physically. It's another thing for you to have to deal with the psychological trauma of what people say. I feel a lot of people don't know how to communicate, like they don't know how to talk to people. They see a blind person and be like, oh, you're blind, oh, you know, that alone makes the person feel even worse than the situation itself. That is what can lead to frustration. Trust me, no matter the circumstance or no matter the situation surrounding you, no matter what you're facing, no matter what people are facing, actually, most of the time, what brings them down, what makes them suicidal, what makes them feel worthless and feel like they don't, their life is worth nothing, yeah, worthless, is what people say, is how people treat them, not necessarily what they are dealing with, but what people say about it, how people treat them because of that ailment. From my own experience, this affected me a great deal. Like, I started having low self-esteem. I'll take the mirror, like, initially I didn't know it was bad. I didn't know it was bad, so I was just still okay, feeling good, feeling like I was okay. I'll look at the mirror in the house, indoor, it doesn't look that bad. So but when people started giving comment, I'll take the mirror outside under the sun and kind of look at my face, and to appear really bad. And I think because of what people were saying also, it exaggerated the effect in me, and I started feeling so ugly. And after that, that was in secondary school. So it started when I was in secondary school, GS3 specifically. And people, there was this time during the extension, one of my roommates, we usually have this GS3 extension. So she was mentioning the people that their faces are not smooth or so, and she kind of graded everybody, and I was at the last. I started feeling bad again. So these things happen, and I think the peak for it was when I was in university. And 100 level, okay, it was still not too bad. So from 200, 300 level, it became really worse. And I think somebody recommended I use something. It's a common antibiotic tube, you know, those tubes. So I used it, and it started making me fair, and people were, your face is fair, but then it made the spot even more pronounced. So I had to stop, and it just became really bad from that point onward. Once I stopped using that, it's not really a treatment for it, it's not what I was supposed to be using long term, so there was no way I would have continued using it. And what happened was people kept talking, like a lot of people would just say, what happened to your face? Oh, and it was, they have this dramatic expression. Someone say, oh, fine girl, see how people have spoiled your face. And people kept giving suggestions, which I kept trying, and none was actually helpful. It was like people have this notion that they have the solution, but they haven't really been through it. It's not like what they have used that worked for them. No, they just heard it somewhere and they keep suggesting. And some I use, some piss me off and I don't even pay attention to, but most of the time people suggested I use certain things, I try to use it and see if it works. So but there was this lady, and that brings me to, how are you supposed to treat people that have problems? Like, they have health problems, they have physical problems, you know, they are not the regular, they're not the usual people or the usual definition of beauty. So how are you supposed to treat these people? So there was this particular lady who was in a sister department. I was in physiology department. She was in anatomy. I can't forget her Damilola. She's a very beautiful lady. She never had to deal with all of these too. But her approach and the way she treated me was different, and that's why I can't forget that lady. I can't forget her, not because she gave me a tip to something that actually worked. No, not just that. But even before she had a suggestion, even before she had a suggestion on what could work, she treated me graciously. Like, she showed real love, real attention. She was really concerned in my look. She was not just saying it randomly or acting irritated because of the acne on my face, but rather she showed love. Like, she approached me like a sister. Oh, Kemi, what's happening? Your face has become this, and then I would say, okay, this. She encouraged me. She didn't make me feel. I don't know how she did it really, but she was just sisterly. Like, she didn't act irritated. No, like, what's happened to your face? Go and take care of it now. Have you tried? You know, when people come to you that way, already you can't even hear the advice they're giving you, because you are already in a defensive position and you don't even want to listen to any other thing they say. And trust me, even when people came that way, I still took their suggestion because I was so desperate. But this lady, she acted out of concern and out of love, and she didn't even have any solution initially. She just showed concern, and maybe after a couple of days, I think she went to do some research, or she asked people that had to deal with such, and we're not even very close friends. Yes, we're members of NAGBAMS. Shout out to all NAGBAMS members watching this, ex-NAGBAMS rather. So she didn't have the solution initially. She went did her research, and she came after some days and suggested something that actually worked for me, that worked for me for a very long time before that, before I got something a little better than that. So she gave me that suggestion. I went ahead and got it immediately, even though fund was a limitation. But when it came to my face, then I was just so desperate for a solution that I didn't want. I didn't give any excuse, so I looked for the money. I went to get that, and I started using it, and I started seeing immediate result. You can see my face is okay. I still have foundation on. Most days I use foundation, but I have foundation on right now, so you might not see how bad it is. I still struggle with it, but that gave me hope. Like, that opened doors to even more opportunities. I'm at work. I didn't even know I've been filming with this. Really, I was just talking to the camera, but I may probably upload this video on my personal channel. So let me just go ahead and use this video. Actually, I just felt like talking to the camera, testing. I don't know. I just felt like talking to the camera. Okay, so I used what she recommended. I will list this product later on in the video, and it helped a great deal. So from there, after university, I discovered after university, I discovered a better version of that same, it's supposed to be the same constituent but another trade name, which worked even more. I still use it till date. It's an antibiotic for acne, and from there, I discovered another benzoyl peroxide lotion that actually worked, because in Nigeria here there are just so many of them that don't work, and it's just frustrating. So it worked. The benzoyl peroxide lotion I discovered worked so well. It's been my best so far, but unfortunately, I think about 4 years ago, it just went into extinction. I think they were no longer importing it. I don't know what happened, but it was just nowhere to be found in Nigeria. And since then, I've tried to get the same product. That was Clerex 10. Clerex 10 worked so well. Oh God, it was just suited for my skin, and my skin issues went, you know, it worked so well for me, like my best so far. And but thank God for this lady. It was through her I got the first treatment, and that first treatment kind of made me more alert. I knew the kind of products to watch out for, and I discovered Clerex 10, which they were okay. So the product she recommended was Neopressor. Neopressor is made in Nigeria, is neomycin sulfate and one other constituent. So it worked for that time, and then I discovered Neomedro, which was I think a more improved. I've used the both of them, and New Medro work better than Neopresso. So these two products help a lot. So it's antibiotic because the kind of acne I have, like I have inflammation inside the skin. Once I start having breakout, right now my face is not that bad. It's not as bad as usual. If I wash the foundation, my face, you see, is actually bad. And if I don't use this, I think the downside is you just have to keep managing. Like there's no permanent solution. I don't know, except I don't know. Maybe they'll develop one later in the future. So, but this helped a lot. It helped a lot. This three product I just mentioned, Cleristain. I think Cleristain is manufactured in Israel also, but they stopped importing it, or maybe they stopped producing it. Every other benzoyl peroxide lotion, including Clear Proof, didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. And every other product I've used with benzoyl peroxide rather didn't work for me. But then the antibiotics still work, and that's what I still use. I've tried some local products here. One worked fairly well, but it was making me fairer. That's organic cream makers and all of that. But there was one I used last December, and it was supposed to solve my facial problem. But then it didn't solve anything. Basically, it made it worse. Like I have swollen, hugely swollen kind of acne. Something that was supposed to heal my face made it worse by far. Most of the spots you see now actually from that episode. And immediately I stopped it, my skin started getting better. So don't be careful with the kind of organic products you use. So basically that's where I am right now. I'm still looking for the best solution. But most importantly, the point of this video is to encourage people to treat others better. Like you see someone with a health problem that they didn't put on themselves, or you see a very tall lady, you see a short lady, or you see a fat lady, you see a slim lady, whatever kind of person you saw, especially when they didn't bring it on themselves, they didn't ask for it. Be mindful of how you talk. Yes, your comment may be innocent, maybe you don't see it as anything, but for once put yourself in their shoe and feel what they will have felt at that point where you just talk down on them. So don't talk down on people no matter their challenges, and even more so when they didn't bring it upon themselves, like it's not their fault. There was a time I was getting a little bit frustrated about the whole stress of treating continuously rather, without a permanent solution. And I just had to remind myself that well, you're not the only one with a problem you didn't bring on yourself. There are people with health issues, there are people with deadly conditions, like there are people just waiting to die because of something they didn't bring on themselves. Like, I'm not saying this to make fun of them or anything, but we need to learn to be appreciative. Now I'm talking to those of us that have issues. Okay, we need to learn to look at the big picture. So at the end of the day, you don't have a smooth skin. What's the consequences? Are you going to die? You're not going to die. Okay, so looking around may help you appreciate God's goodness and what you have. Okay, you have your eyes, you can see, you have your leg, you can walk around, you are productive, you are educated, or you have a sound mind. You have a sound mind. Wow, that's something. You have a sound mind. There are people struggling with psychological issues. So there are things to be grateful for. Look around you and focus on those things. Don't focus on the problem, especially if it doesn't have a solution. So it's not what you brought on yourself. It does not have a permanent solution or an immediate solution. Don't let it stop you from living your life. Today I'm a fashion designer. I model, I stay in front of the camera, I snap, I have YouTube channels with my face too. There are ways you can walk around things, and even those you can't walk around, just come the way you are. Just come the way you are. Those that will love you still. Those that won't like you, if you like, put all the pancake on your face, they won't still like you. So be yourself. Don't allow these things limit you. And for you who think you have no problem and you want to keep pulling down those who have, or you want to look down on those people, be careful. Be very, very mindful, and learn to be like a human. Approach things like a human from the point of love others genuinely, and treat others with love and respect, no matter the condition, no matter what they are facing. Okay, you may think you're better than them, but you actually aren't better than them. Probably you don't have those problems because of genetics, something you didn't choose. There are just a lot of things in this life than for you to focus on pulling others down. Please don't change that narrative. Talk with love to those people. So many of us, or many of them, I don't know what to say now, have become sensitive to these things. So the little, maybe innocent bad remark, because at the end of the day there must be an element that is wrong in what you have said for them to pick offenses. Yes, these people might have become sensitive to those things, and that's because of multiple exposure, because they've had a lot of people say to them. So even when you're not saying it directly, they are already hearing you. So speak with love, approach these people with love, know what to say, and not all the time you'll be giving suggestion, like that suggestion forces them to focus on the problem some more. So it's not that if you see them morning, afternoon, evening, you remind them of the solution they are not doing or what they are not doing, or try to make them feel like they are at fault for that problem. No, drop your solution and let them be, if you have one, or drop your suggestion if you have one, and just let them be. Allow them to live their life freely as human beings. So thank you for watching this far. And please subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up. I mean a thumbs up this way, not like this. So give this video a thumbs up and watch my other videos. I'll link up my sewing channel below if you're interested in sewing, DIY crafts and all of that. Thank you once again. Okay, I didn't mention my name earlier on. My name is Kemi Omurube. Bye bye.